It's now.
Welcome to Newswatch 12 at 10. I'm Nate Myhock. Earlier on Friday, the largest renewable energy source in the region was unveiled by Wisconsin Public Service. This new solar farm will likely generate enough electricity to power 2,000 local homes per year. Newswatch 12's Kyle Pazorski has the story.
We're very proud to announce the completion of this facility. It's the region's first large-scale solar facility here in the North Woods.
Wisconsin Public Service representatives, along with local officials, gathered at the newly constructed Hodag Solar Farm on Friday, located just south of Rhinelander, along Wisconsin Highway 17.
This project is capable of generating 7.5 megawatts of energy, or 7.5 megawatts of energy, and that is equal to powering more than 2,000 homes.
WPS says the project has taken 1 year to complete, from planning to operation.
This will benefit homes and businesses in this area. It's another source of clean energy that they'll be able to use for electricity in their homes to power their homes and businesses.
State Assemblyman Rob Swearingen attended the event, saying the project will benefit local customers while keeping the Northwoods looking its best.
I drive by this area once a week, heading to Madison back and forth, and you don't really know that this operation is here. So they've done a good job in keeping the natural landscape of the area as well.
Swearingen also expressed how the solar farm will not generate jobs directly, but the presence of renewable energy in the Northwoods adds to considerations for people looking to move to the area.
I don't know how many people will be out here necessarily on a full-time basis running this project, but once again, you have to give Public Service and their parent company, WEC, all the credit for making the investment in the Northwoods. Hopefully we'll attract people.
According to WPS, they plan to continue bringing more renewable sources of energy to the state in years to come.
Over the next 5 years, we're planning to add 2,400 megawatts of new solar, wind, and battery storage facilities, again, here in the state of Wisconsin.
Overall, they say the field is expected to last between 20 to 30 years, making sustainable use out of the 50 acres of land. Reporting in Rhinelander, Kyle Pazorski, Newswatch 12.
Well, Jeff, I can only imagine what it was like being outside at that solar farm today. A little cold out.
Yeah, and check out these low temperatures this morning. Lows down near 20 below here in Rhinelander, 25 below in Tomahawk. We will not do this again, though, until probably Wednesday into Thursday of next week, because we have somewhat warmer temperatures on the way. We made it to 11 today in Rhinelander, 13 in Tomahawk, 11 for Antigo, 18 for Green Bay. So these are all below average, but many of us are going to go for low 20s tomorrow, and even some low 30s Monday and Tuesday of next week. Outside now, lots of cloud cover across north central Wisconsin, a few breaks in the clouds across far eastern Wisconsin, but there's some energy just upstream right over here. It's going to bring us some light flurry action tomorrow. There could be a dusting up to an inch of snow by about this time tomorrow evening. Our forecast though for tonight though is mostly cloudy skies, a couple of flurries out there, not as cold but still cold, with low temperatures down near 8 below. Your full forecast is coming up, Nate.
Thank you, Jeff. Forest County law enforcement officials have arrested 10 people this week in connection to drug possession. Around 2 a.m. on Tuesday, sheriffs responded to drug overdoses in the town of Lincoln. Officers determined that 2 people required medical care and they were transported to the hospital. While at the residence, officers also observed drugs and drug paraphernalia sitting out in plain view. Authorities would also find fentanyl, crack cocaine, marijuana, and used drug packaging materials. Investigators also determined that several people fled the residence prior to law enforcement and emergency services arriving on scene. And then the next day, on Wednesday, the Forest County Sheriff's Office received a call about another drug overdose at a Leona pharmacy. That person was transported to the hospital, and investigators were able to determine that the overdose took place at an apartment complex. A search of the apartment revealed many of the same drugs that were found the day before, plus a few additional ones such as heroin, oxycodone, nitrous oxide, and prescription pills. Officers now believe that these people are connected to those crimes. Police have also stated that they believe this group also responsible for a burglary and 2 traffic stops. These 10 individuals were arrested for their involvement in these cases, and they were booked into the Forest County Jail. Earlier this week, a man in Marshfield lost his life during a house fire, and now we have more information on the situation. The victim has been identified as 62-year-old John Gruhl. Marshfield Fire and Rescue has determined that the blaze was started by an overloaded extension cord. Furthermore, they want to remind people to never use an extension cord with a portable space heater, and they also say that space heaters should remain 3 feet away from any flammable objects, and also to ensure that your home has working smoke detectors. A new study is now shedding some light on the popularity of the COVID booster shot. In a survey of 1,500 adults, the Kaiser Family Foundation found that 41% have gotten a booster. Among people likely to be booster eligible, 70% have gotten the shot. And they also found that more than 3/4 of Americans, 77% to be exact, have received at least 1 dose of a COVID vaccine. However, about 1 in 7 adults say they will not receive any vaccine. That number has remained largely the same since December of 2020. So far, nearly 1/4 of adults across the country say they have tested positive for COVID at some point during the pandemic. New data appears to show that the older you are, the more important a COVID vaccine is. According to the CDC, people aged 65 and older were hospitalized with COVID at a rate 52 times higher if they were not vaccinated and boosted. Their data shows that unvaccinated people between 50 and 64 were hospitalized 46 times more often. And it should be noted that the CDC only publishes data on risk by booster status for people who are 50 and older. However, several other hospitalization rates were 16 times higher in unvaccinated adults. For adolescents, the rate was 8 times higher. While tracking the Omicron COVID variant, here's a map that shows how some areas in the country are still seeing new cases. However, cases are declining, or at least holding steady, in almost half the states in the country. That's over the past 2 weeks. Health experts now believe that this surge of cases could soon be behind us. But there is another concern, a spin-off of the Omicron variant called BA2. It's currently gaining ground in some countries like India and in Denmark.
Doesn't appear to be substantially different with regard to transmissibility. But if you look at severity of cases and you look at the data from Denmark, it doesn't appear that the cases that are with the new variant, the sublineage of Omicron, are any more severe.
Meanwhile, Pfizer and Moderna are both working on Omicron-specific vaccines, possibly to be ready for the fall or even earlier. After the break here on Newswatch 12, we may only see a few snow flurries over the weekend, but folks out east are gearing up for a potentially historic winter storm. We'll have those details after weather with Jeff right here on Newswatch 12.
Cellcom's live local customer service is just a call or click away, so it's always clear where you can get help. What's not clear is how to open that produce bag.
Shouldn't be this hard. Seriously, I'd rather face a bull rush.
How to open a produce bag? Unclear. Easy access to the customer care you deserve? Crystal clear. Cellcom. Clarity in a cloudy world. New year, new deal at Cellcom. Get $450 when you activate a new line and trade in your phone. Restrictions apply. Taxes due at sale. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
There's no telling what's in store with Wisconsin Lottery scratch games. It's Candy Blast, the sweet new $3 game that's chock full of fun. Use your symbols to match and reveal an entire game. Win up to $30,000. Instant scratch games from the Wisconsin Lottery. Odds are you'll like them.
Stuck on eggs, burnt on batter. You can't escape the nightmare of your sticky pans. Introducing the Granite Stone Pan, the all-new durable non-stick pan. No butter or oil needed. Watch, we melted down these sticky candies in Granite Stone, and it just doesn't stick. We cooked a half a dozen eggs, bacon, cheese, and tomato breakfast with no butter or oil, and it just doesn't stick. Fire flambe or perfectly sear filet, just like the pros. Plus, it's PFOA-free and 100% dishwasher safe. Call or go online to get your Granite Stone Pan for just $19.99. Granite Stone is so durable it comes with a 10-year warranty. And with every order, you're going to get a Granite Stone single-serve egg pan absolutely free. We'll even ship your entire order free. You get it all, an incredible value.
To order, call 1-800-898-6703. That's 1-800-898-6703 or order online at buygranitestone.com.
Temperatures down near 20 below this morning. We will not do that tonight, but still cold with temperatures down near 10 below. But warmer air is on the way. Like I said earlier, we could do 30 Monday into Tuesday before another cold front comes through on Tuesday night and brings us some much colder air for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But today, look, 13 in Tomahawk, 13 also for Wausau, 20 for Wapaka. So, you know, we did it. Below average temperatures again today. Kind of our theme in January after a pretty warm December around here. All right, the winds, though, are out of the west, southwest. That's giving temperatures a boost, a little bit of a boost this evening into tomorrow morning, with lows not as cold as they were last night. All right, so out there now, it's 7 in Rhinelander, also for Antigo, 13 Wapaka, 14 Green Bay. So we'll have lows down near 7 to 10 below 0 again, and then tomorrow back up near 20. Here's that trend, though. So 19 forecast high tomorrow, 22 for Sunday, 28 for Monday, meaning a couple of you could do 30 on Monday, also on Tuesday. But then, oh, what happens here? A cold front comes through on Tuesday evening, and that drops our temperature, high temperatures in the teens on Wednesday, and those are single-digit high temperatures again next week, Thursday into Friday, probably into Saturday as well. Okay, so here are the averages for today, and notice a couple things. The average high now is 23, and why is that important? Because yesterday, that number was 22. Our average high temperature is now getting warmer as we are gaining daylight. The sun set earlier at 4:58. It'll set after 5 o'clock on Monday. That's progress, right? So here we are. You know, December's done. January's pretty much done. So 2 out of the 3 winter months are now done. How are we doing? Well, as you know, it's a La Nina winter. Typical pattern of that means the storm track gets shifted north into Alaska, then down across the U.S. Typically, that means a colder than average winter for us and a wetter than average winter for us. And so far, it's definitely been colder in January after a pretty warm December, but it's also been around here at least drier than average, although there are a couple of systems that could get in here later on next week. So snowfall rates so far. So 54.2 inches so far this snow season, up against last snow season on this date. We already had 27.1 inches, so we're well ahead of that. But behind the big year, which was a couple years ago, that eventually gave us 112 inches of snow. We were at 66.5. So overall, we're doing pretty good in the snow department as of late. All right, looking outside now, some cloud cover, and there's a couple flurries in here. No accumulation tonight, but there is some energy right over here. That's going to be in our backyards tomorrow. That will likely give us a couple flurries to a couple light snow showers tomorrow. It's not going to be a big deal. Maybe a dusting to a quarter inch through the afternoon into tomorrow evening. And again, these snow totals are pretty much nothing. We could use some more snow, freshen the trails up. That's not going to happen for us really anytime soon. But it will happen for people along the East Coast. There's a major nor'easter right there. This thing is going to be the strongest storm probably in 10, 11 years to go up the East Coast. It's heading that way now. It could bring places like New York into Boston into Maine, places like that. Could see 2 to 3 feet of snow with 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts tomorrow. That'll likely make national news all weekend long. Our forecast, though, tonight, though, is partly cloudy skies. Low temperatures down near 8 below with a calm wind already out there right now. For tomorrow, it's Saturday. Lots of clouds tomorrow and a couple of flurries. A dusting of snow can't be ruled out with high temperatures reaching for 20, but probably stopping just short. And then looking ahead, your 7-day forecast by Northwest Furniture and Metro shows that light snow-ish tomorrow. Dry Sunday, dry Monday, a couple of flurries late Monday night. And then that front's going to come through on Tuesday, a cold front, likely a couple of snow showers with that. Look what happens on Wednesday into Thursday. High temperatures back in the single digits Thursday into Friday of next week. Nate.
Thank you, Jeff. And like he mentioned, that massive snowstorm is getting ready to slam into the East Coast. Analysts project more than 75 million people will be affected, and this storm could also be historic. Chris Wynn explains.
We are preparing for the worst here.
States of emergency have been declared in several states as millions brace to face winter's wrath.
This will be one of the most severe winter storms we've seen in a while.
It's going to be a storm that probably we're going to be talking about it for years to come.
A historic bomb cyclone is forecast to strike the East Coast, from Kentucky to North Carolina to Maine, unleashing blizzard conditions with furious hurricane-force winds predicted to clock in over 50 miles per hour in some spots.
We are expecting snow totals between 18 and 24 inches across the state. In a 24-hour time frame, it could be the single most inches in the state's history.
Visibility is going to be challenging tomorrow, particularly because of the light snow.
Expected whiteout conditions are bringing travel to a grinding halt.
Conditions are expected to make travel nearly impossible.
Amtrak is shutting down train service for various lines, and airlines are canceling thousands of flights.
The bottom line is this: the best way to handle this storm is to stay home.
I'm Chris Wynn reporting.
For the second time this week, a Milwaukee law enforcement officer was shot while in the line of duty. Late on Thursday night, Officer Herbert Davis was shot 3 times while performing a welfare check on a man inside of a parked vehicle. The suspect was apprehended a short time later, and luckily for Davis, he spent less than 24 hours in a Milwaukee area hospital. When he was wheeled out of the building, he was met with applause and well wishes from friends.
It means a lot, and to know that, you know, the citizens love us too, and as much as we, you know, help the community, they'll help us as well. So it really means a lot. You know, you expect that from your brothers and sisters, but you know, you don't know what you're getting, you know, in certain situations. So I can't even put it in words how thankful I am for them and grateful for them, and I would love to be able to see them in person, to be able to thank them personally.
A hearing was held in Kenosha today to determine if Kyle Rittenhouse would get the rifle back that he used to shoot 3 people during protests in the summer of 2020. Rittenhouse had asked the court for the return of the weapon and other items. However, the judge who oversaw the case signed off on an agreement that would allow the state to destroy the weapon.
The state crime lab has the machinery to destroy them. That'll happen probably towards the end of April. And then when that's done, it'll be recorded, and we'll provide that to the defense for them as well.
3 Minneapolis police officers involved in the death of George Floyd were in court this week. The 3 men are being charged with violating Floyd's civil rights during the 2020 incident that led to Floyd's death. Caroline Cummings has a recap of week 1 in court.
Minneapolis Police Inspector Katie Blackwell resumed her testimony Friday after she began Thursday. Assistant U.S. Attorney Leanne Bell questioned about the use of force training, the duty to intervene, and expectations on how officers treat people in custody. Blackwell testified that all 3 officers acted, quote, inconsistent with the department's policy on duty to intervene on May 25th, 2020, during Floyd's fatal arrest. Blackwell at one point read a part from a training manual that said, quote, as a police officer, you will be responsible for your actions and inactions. Many of the same principles were repeated over and over across training materials presented to the court. When the prosecutor asked why, Blackwell said it's so officers retain it like muscle memory. Later, in cross-examination, defense attorney for J. Alexander King, Thomas Plunkett, focused on the recruit manual. King and Lane had only recently graduated from recruit status in December 2019. He argued there was a military-like culture at the Minneapolis Police Department at the time, where superiors required respect. Part of the manual, read out loud, said this, quote, instant and unquestioned obedience is demanded.
Earlier today, President Joe Biden made a commitment to Ukraine during the country's ongoing standoff with Russia. We'll explain what that could mean for the U.S. That's after the break.
When you have a house full of kids, your water consumption is through the roof. But when the kids move out, the water usage goes down. But how long are they really gone for? With high-efficiency systems made by WaterCare, Maher Water Corporation can roll with any size-changing families. So call us today so we can help you with those water use issues. The laundry is still up to you.
Are you or someone you love struggling with an addiction to drugs or alcohol and want to be set free from the chains of addiction? Then call Addiction Helpline America right now to get the help you need. From drug and alcohol addiction to dual diagnosis treatment, we provide a confidential helpline to help people like you get sober and live happy, substance-free lives. With one call, you can be on the phone with addiction specialists across the country who will guide you on the next steps to find the freedom and healing you desperately need. Call Addiction Helpline America at the number below. We provide a confidential helpline to help people like you get sober and live happy, substance-free lives. One phone call today can change your life forever. Don't wait another minute for that right moment to be set free. Take that bold step and call Addiction Helpline America at the number below or visit www.addictionhelplineamerica.com.
Attention homeowners. Are you behind on your mortgage payments? Is the bank threatening to take your home? Is your home worth less than you owe? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then you need to call this number right now. It won't cost you anything to find out if we can help you. We are the Mortgage Defense Line, and we can help you save your home. Don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-970-8640. That's 1-800-970-8640.
President Joe Biden arrived at Joint Base Andrews earlier this evening, and while there, Biden spoke with reporters after departing from Air Force One. When asked about sending troops to Eastern Europe, Biden says he does have some plans to move a small number of troops very soon.
We're moving U.S. troops to Eastern Europe and the NATO countries in the near term.
Mr. President,
And that was all a part of a very busy day for the president this morning. Biden planned to visit Pittsburgh to talk about infrastructure. Right before his arrival, a major bridge collapsed. CNN's Athena Jones has the report.
This side, up by the crane.
A stop President Biden did not plan to make. A bridge that collapsed this morning.
There are literally more bridges in Pittsburgh than any other city in the world. They're going to fix them all.
The collapse happening just miles from where Biden was scheduled to tout his trillion-dollar infrastructure law.
It sounded like a huge snowplow pushing along a raw tarmac surface with no snow.
Several vehicles were on the bridge when it fell early Friday morning. Officials reported only 10 injuries. 3 people were transported to the hospital.
The good thing at this point is there's no fatalities.
Described by city officials as a vital artery for the city, the bridge's overall condition was rated poor in an inspection by the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation last September. But the city's fire chief says this collapse took everyone by surprise.
We do have people go out and inspect the bridges. If there was any warning or concern, we would have been notified and we would have made sure that we didn't use this route.
And were it not for poor weather conditions, the story could have been very different.
We were fortunate that there was a public school delay and the traffic could have been much more pronounced. We're the city of bridges. I mean, and how many other are out there?
After the break on Newswatch 12, a former Netflix series star was back in court today. We'll have those details after the break.
This portion of Newswatch 12 is brought to you by Northwoods Furniture, Eagle River.
What are you doing? Dude, I'm so excited. I just can't wait for summer.
Can't wait to get on the water? Then get to Wisconsin's biggest boat and pontoon showroom at American Marine and Motorsports in Shawano. We have more boats and pontoons in stock than anywhere else, and we have the biggest and best deals, guaranteed by at least $500. Don't get left out in the cold. Get the most out of your weekends this year with American Marine and Motorsports Shawano.
Here's your Newswatch 12 Snowmobile Trail Report, brought to you by your local Northern Wisconsin and Upper Peninsula Ski-Doo dealers.
Some traditions just keep getting better and better. Ford F-Series, the official truck of the NFL and America's best-selling trucks 44 years and counting. Now get a built Ford Tough F-150 with 0.9% financing for 60 months, plus $1,000 bonus cash. Only at your local Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers.
For a close shave,
you need to get a razor and lather up. For a quick shave on the go, you need to settle for an electric. But what if you really want both? Nick Bolton here with the newest addition to our tactical line, the Bell & Howell Tax Shaver. Tax Shaver gives you a quick, razor-smooth shave, whether you're at home or on the go. It even has a built-in trimmer for sideburns and beards. And it works wet or dry for a great shave in even the harshest conditions. That's right, the Tax Shaver is completely waterproof.
Act now to get your Tax Shaver for this special TV price of just $29.99 with free shipping. It's the only shaver that features genuine Bell & Howell precision and quality and is backed by our 10-year warranty. Here's how to order.
To order, call 1-800-796-1043 or go to taxshaver.com. That's 1-800-796-1043, or you can order online at taxshaver.com.
Early in the pandemic, the Netflix show Tiger King captured the minds of many Americans. And now one of the men from the show will spend a little less time behind bars. An Oklahoma court has reduced the sentence for Joseph Maldonado Passage, or better yet known as Joe Exotic. However, the court only reduced his sentence by 1 year. Now Maldonado Passage will spend 21 years in prison. He had been convicted in the murder for hire plot against Carol Baskin, a woman who owned a rival tiger sanctuary in Florida. Joe Exotic's lawyers says he will appeal the decision and will continue to argue for a new trial. Exotic had also been diagnosed with a form of prostate cancer recently. His attorney said his client will be transferred to a medical facility in North Carolina during the meantime. The weather may be on the warm-up trend, but it's still a perfect conditions for ice fishing. In fact, we have a few nice pictures to show off in this week's Big Ol' Fish.
Newswatch 12's Big Old Fish is brought to you by Kurt's Island Sports Shop in Minocqua.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
All right, y'all. What is the easiest way to catch a fish? Well, obviously it's to have somebody throw it to you. All right, I'll show myself out at the end, but meanwhile, we'll start this week's Big Old Fish with 16-year-old Jessica Jonesy from Tomahawk, who caught this beautiful 14-inch crappie from Boom Lake on the 14th of January this year. Well, Jessica, that is one big old fish. Way to go. Keep on reeling them in. Next up on this week's Big Old Fish, we have 2-year-old Brian Sanders. That's right, you heard me correctly. 2-year-old Brian Sanders from Pleasant Prairie caught this dandy 21-inch walleye with the help of his grandpa, Brian, in the Tomahawk area. Well, I don't care what age you are, that's a big old fish. Way to go, Brian. Keep on reeling them in. And finally, on this week's Big Old Fish, we have Gabriel Mares from Lake Tomahawk, pictured here with the largest of 3 northerns that were caught on the 9th of January this year. This one measured in at 32.5 inches, weighing 10 pounds. Now, it was caught on a channel off of the Wisconsin River in Newbold. Now, since moving here from Texas, this has now become, obviously, his favorite thing to do. Well, and why wouldn't it be? That is one big old fish. Way to go, Gabriel. Keep on reeling them in. All right, fishermen and women, make sure to keep those trophy pictures coming. All the information you need to be in a future episode of Big Old Fish and win a Norland Taxidermy Fish Medal is on our website, WJFW.com. And remember, anglers, fish on.
Some traditions just keep getting better and better. Ford F-Series, the official truck of the NFL and America's best-selling trucks 44 years and counting. Now get a built Ford Tough F-150 with 0.9% financing for 60 months, plus $1,000 bonus cash. Only at your local Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers.
We gotta tell people that Liberty Mutual customizes car insurance, so you only pay for what you need. And we gotta do it fast.
Personal record, Limu!
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Grease and grime build up in no time. Stop struggling and call the police. The Grease Police, the magic degreaser that cleans almost anything. Grease Police works on nearly all stubborn messes, even ones baked on for years. The secret's the super concentrated formula that emulsifies grease, dirt, and grime on contact. Even restaurant equipment is no match for the power of Grease Police. And it's biodegradable, so you can clean your barbecue grill inside and out. But Grease Police cleans so much more. Everything from scummy tile and grout to brake dust on rims. Even dried-on spray paint comes right off. Call or click now to get a large bottle of concentrated Grease Police with money-back guarantee for just $14.99. Order now and you can double it and get a second bottle. Just pay a separate fee. That's 2 large bottles of concentrated Grease Police with guarantee. Order now.
Call 1-800-569-4988 or visit getgreasepolice.com. So call 1-800-569-4988 now.
This would be a great cop show. I love the look.
You Bet Your Life.
He's a street-hardened cop. He's a weightlifting drag queen. Together they fight crime.
Bringing America together.
I'm going to keep my money and split it with my honey.
I think you're getting a little ahead of the game.
2 people at a time.
I'm going to say Virginia. All right, let's do it. Virginia.
To win big.
Virginia, you got it. There you go.
Weekdays at 1:30 on NBC 12.
I deem this National Risk-Taking Day.
You Bet Your Life.
Or it could be Go Down in Flames Day.
Bringing America together.
You want to double your money?
Yeah.
To win big.
Weekdays at 1:30 on NBC 12.
All right, well, Jeff, it's been pretty dry out here recently, but you know, you were talking about that nor'easter that's about to hit the East Coast.
Yeah, it's
brutal.
It's a sure thing. If Director Paul can take a Max 1, look at these numbers. I pulled the snow map for our sister station in Maine for tomorrow, and look at these numbers: 25, 26 inches of snow tomorrow into Sunday morning. Paralyzing snow for them. For us, though, nope, we can't do it. We just have a little bit of light cloud cover out there now, a couple of flurries across the area, too. There's a little something back to our north and west that'll come through tomorrow. That could give us a dusting of snow, most likely less than a quarter inch through about this time tomorrow night. And then we're just cold, right? With temperatures today back in the teens. Tomorrow, a little bit warmer near 20. And then we are going to go for 30. I said it again. Monday to Tuesday of next week before it gets much colder again on Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah, you know, I feel really bad for the kids in school because it's a weekend. They don't even get a snow day out there.
Timing's bad.
That's tough. All right, thanks, Jeff. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend.